Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to explain the complete solution of the Data Science Unit 1 test Section A. This video covers all 4 questions of Section A. So with a short intro guys, let's get started. So this is our Section A overview. We have 4 questions. So in question 1, we are asked to list 3 commonly used statistical measures of dispersion and explain how they can be computed efficiently. So the first measure is the range. Range is maximum value minus minimum value. It is very efficient because we just scan the data once to find the smallest and largest value. So our second measure is interquartile range, also called IQR. So IQR is Q3 minus Q1. It focuses on the middle 50% of the data and reduces the impact of outliers. It becomes efficient because once the data is sorted, quartile positions are accessed directly. The third measure is variance and standard deviation. Variance is the average of squared deviations from the mean, and standard deviation is the square root of variance. This can be computed efficiently using the running sum technique, where we maintain the sum of values and sum of squared values. Thus, range, IQR, and standard deviation are three commonly used and computational efficient measure of dispersion. So, this is all about our question 1. Now let's get move to question 2nd.
Now let's move to question 3 where we need to find the approximate median for group data. In this question we are given satisfaction scores grouped into class intervals with corresponding frequencies. Since the data is grouped, we cannot directly pick the middle value. Instead, we must use the median formula for grouped frequency distribution. So in step 1, find total frequency. We add all frequencies. So 200 plus 450 plus 300, 1500 plus 74. This gives us a total frequency of 3194. In step 2, we find median position. Median occurs at n divided by 2. So 3194 divided by 2 will be 1597. This tells us that the 150 159. Now let's discuss question number 4, where we analyze two continuous variables, age and productivity. So we need to compute mean, median, and standard deviation, and also interpret box plots, scatter plots, and QQ plots. So first, we calculate mean age. To calculate mean age, we add all age values and divide by the number of individuals. So this gives us a mean of 41.53. This number represents the average age in the group. For median age, the median age is the middle value when data is sorted. Half the values lie below it and half above it. So the median age is 49, showing the most participants are around this age. And third, for standard deviation of age, standard deviation shows how spread out the edges are from the mean. So our SD will be 12.2, indicating moderate variation. Some participants are much younger or older than the average. So to find analysis of productivity, we will find first mean productivity. So the mean productivity percent of our data is 29.24. This represents the average productivity score across all individuals. Second, for median productivity, the median productivity score is 31.2. This shows half the individual score below 31.2% and half scored above. Standard deviation of productivity. The SD will be our 9.14, meaning productivity varies less widely compared to age. Now, our third section, box plot interpretation. A box plot visually summarizes minimum quartiles and maximum. First age box plot. The right whisker is slightly longer and indicating right skewness, meaning more elder is stretched toward the higher end. And second, productivity box plot. The productivity box is more balanced, meaning the data is more symmetric with fewer extreme values. These are our graph of the scatter plot. The scatter plot shows the relationship between age and productivity. We observe a mild upward trend, meaning as age increase slightly, productivity also increases slightly. This indicates a weak positive correlation, not every strong but present. For QQ plot interpretation, a QQ plot helps check if data follows the normal distribution. So, our productivity values lie close to the straight reference line. This means productivity is approximately normally distributed. In summary, E shows moderate variation with slight right skewness, while productivity is more symmetric with lower variation. There is a weak positive relationship between age and productivity. Productivity aligns more closely with the normal distribution. So, thank you so much for watching. If this explanation helped you to understand the concept, please like the video and subscribe to my channel and share it with your classmates. If you want full PPT or notes, just DM me. See you in the next video and best of luck for your exams.